And welcome to the Darkened Hour. This is your host, Joshua X Nohart, and with me is
Aesop the Alchemist.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. The Darkened Hour. This is where we speak about all things comic books and movies. Today, if you guys haven't noticed, we're missing one important member, which is Tia LaBeouf. Wow, actually, I had a chance to say her name, Tia LaBeouf. But no, she's not absent. She's on her way now. So we apologize for the absentee member, but she's on her way. But yeah, today's gonna be an easy peasy day of a show or show of a day, whatever you like. I guess that makes any sense. But we're just gonna talk about Wonder Woman, the one thing that is it's the hottest thing right now, whether it be on Twitter, Instagram, just internet overall. The hottest thing right now trending is Wonder Woman. You go into Hot Topic, you see nothing but Wonder Woman. You go into any type of mall, any type of Barnes and Nobles, any comic books, comic book store, Walgreens, just nothing but Themyscirian Wonder Woman merch. Whether it be buy one get 2,000 free, or just discounts upon discounts, man. It's a good time to be a comic book movie, comic book fan. Be a comic book movie. A good time to be a comic book movie, folks.
Yeah, but and technically, yes, it is a good time to be a comic book movie because that stuff's selling the most right now.
Absolutely.
Much, I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of why we have a show.
Yeah, there you go. And thanks God, because now we would never had a show to begin with.
We would just be talking about Independence Day rebirths.
Yeah, right. But yes, Wonder Woman. See, normally I would start the show off with, like, how was a week, all this good stuff, but that can be saved until the end of the show, because right now the biggest thing right now is Wonder Woman. Because right now Wonder Woman has taken, I'm not sure about you, but it's taken my time, most of my entire weekend. I saw it twice. I saw it on Thursday opening night. Well, opening night was Friday, but the sneak peek on Thursday, and then I saw it again right before the show today. And in between, I've been nothing but reading about Wonder Woman comic books. I was going to say Martha comic books. I've been reading nothing but Wonder Woman comic books, and just thinking about the movie overall. I saw it on Thursday as a comic book fan, and then earlier today I saw it as an actual moviegoer. But I gotta tell you something. When I saw it the second time, separating my fan self, I just couldn't, because it was just too damn of a good damn movie. So, but let's just jump right in. I know Tia's on her way, but I'm sure once she gets here, she can just also jump right in. She loved the movie as well. So, let's just jump right in. So, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, the main talent, the Wonder Woman. I think she did an astounding job. And those who are listening in, if this is it's gonna be a spoiler talk. Yeah, I'm sorry, but not sorry. Yeah, it came out on Friday. If you guys haven't watched this movie yet,
considering how much we've been talking about on our show, how much we want to see. Honestly, like you said, it's the biggest thing out there. It's been Wonder Woman merch sitting in stores for the past 3 weeks, right? Heavily, so it's not like you had to see it. And
mind you, I know most of the world has Tumblr. That if you have Tumblr, trust me, the movie has been spoiled to you 20 times over. If not by video clips, definitely by GIFs or GIFs, whatever how you like this. Yeah, there we go.
The G stands for graphical, therefore it's pronounced.
There we go, graphical. Yep. So, what did you think about the movie? I mean, you saw it today as well for the first time. Okay. So, it being like so fresh into your mind, what do you think about it? What's your standpoint on it?
All right, so I'm just going to do an overall thing, and then I can break down what I loved about it, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and what I hated about it, because these are 4 elements that actually make it.
Right.
So overall, of course, I enjoyed the movie. I love, badass female characters. I grew up being a bigger fan of Xena's series than I was of the Hercules series. So obviously, growing up with Xena, she was pretty much Wonder Woman before. She was a Wonder Woman in the making, if you think about it.
It's in the cinematic universe, mind you.
Yeah, exactly. She's pretty much the same character. You got the literally Princess of the Amazons.
Yep.
Dealing
with gods, deities. Makes sense. Yeah. She was inspired by Wonder Woman. Yes. I mean, that's what I think. I'm not sure if that's an actual thing that it is a fact.
If it isn't, but it's pretty much the bread and butter.
There you go.
It's pretty much the exact same character. Besides that,
oh my goodness,
wildlife. But I really, and I do enjoy the pacing of the movie. I'll say, because they didn't just throw her into a suit and have her kick ass. Like, it took a while before she actually did anything. And they made her learn the world she was in. And
the fish out of water type of
exactly.
thing,
And it wasn't like in trying not to refer to the comic books too much, but it wasn't like in Earth 1 where when she came to the human world, she was kind of judgmental. She kind of saw herself above everybody. She was kind of pompous and a little bit. This one, she was so cute and innocent because everything was new to her. Right. And it was just her interactions with her and Steven that it was the cutest things. Like everything, she was just so innocent. Like when she came into the revolving door
with their blade and blade and shield.
The blade and shield was that was the icing on a cake or whatever. But it was the fact that she like watched it spin,
and then she had to jump into it.
It's like double dutch. You ever play double dutch where you're waiting for that time to jump? And it was like I was watching. I was like, oh my god, she's like a little kid doing all this stuff.
It's not a big deal. It's a revolving door. You're not gonna go into death to it. Like you're trying to avoid death or something.
Yeah, exactly. It was so cute because she was so innocent, but yet under that goofy hat and button up she was wearing is like this fierce warrior. So it was so cool to see her out of her element and see how innocent she really was. And then and it kind of makes you reflect on yourself as the world we live in, because you see all the people in pain and things like that. And it's like, okay, so it's a pretty crappy world we live in, and we just accept it. This is just so horrible to us. And she's constantly questioning, why haven't we changed it? And you have Trevor trying to like briefly explain it to her, but without, you can tell he didn't want to infect her too much, because he knew that she was something above them, and he didn't want her to be influenced by where he comes from. That's why he kind of he was subtle about it. He was trying to be very polite and respectful. He was distancing his darkness from her innocent light, if you will.
It's pretty much what a lot of parents try to do for their kids nowadays. You know? And it's funny how you said that she was like a little kid. Yeah. In this new world that she's never been, like little. Before you touch that toe into that little pool, you're trying to test the waters out. Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
So overall, yes, I enjoyed every minute of it. The things I didn't like are more nitpicky, so but we'll get into that later, because it's not it. But yes, what I felt about it is definitely a good movie. Want to see it again, and definitely need more like it. And it doesn't matter if it's DC, Marvel. It doesn't. I don't care who. We need more badass female one.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We
need
more.
It's literally all I draw. So it's like, why is this not a more common thing? Because when we see them in movies, they're just a supporting character, or like they share the limelight. They're not spearheading it. And
and it's nice that they may be supporting characters, even though they can be really strong supporting. Look at Gamora. Look at Black Widow. These are very strong.
But they need
supporting. But we need that one
rising role, because we've seen these rising roles, but they haven't been as successful as this movie. Yeah. Because hence our Ghost in the Shell. She's Major should be exactly that, but it wasn't the element that we wanted to see a character in, because she was technically still playing a victim of the world she was in. Right. She didn't just come in and like be that immortal, like I'm wrecking stuff. Trying to think. We still have. We have. Then again, there's Kill Bill. There's a lot of that. That wasn't.
But again, even though there's like still Kill Bill and stuff like that, there's still very few. Yeah. Because Kill Bill, even now Wonder Woman is one of those gems in a really just very diluted haystack. That's just like you don't barely see, you have to think about it just to remember these type of movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You have to think about them. Right. So what did you think about Themyscira? The depiction of Themyscira and the Amazons, because mind you, because my what I remember of Wonder Woman is she was made out of clay. Obviously, that's that's the modern version of it. How she was made of clay, and then Zeus made her. Boom. That was in the movie. That was cool. But way before then, when she was first in the 1940s, when she wasn't made of clay, she was clay. She was on Themyscira, the Amazon. But in the modern times, they added the whole clay and then the gods bit into it. They incorporated both of those two different eras into this movie. And then what I found very disheartening was how she left Themyscira into man's world. And because again, before she left and Trevor came into, they held a tournament of all Amazons. Yeah. And even though she was forbidden to go into the tournament, she still went anyway, but masked as a already experienced Amazon, and her mother did not know. She bested every single Amazon, and right upon doing so, her mom said, "Well, you're the one who's going to go to be the ambassador of peace between this land and the man's world." And then when she takes off her helmet, oh, it's my daughter. They didn't include that. None of that.
Which is, think they were right, because there's a comic book movie, so there's multiple universes that's been tweaked and stuff. Hence why here comes the first spoiler. Right. Hence, like you said, the clay has been many times the clay has been a lie.
Yeah, many times.
Absolutely. And this one was a lie, where she wasn't a clay model. She's actually the daughter of Zeus. Right. That was the thing, and they did this in Earth 1, where she was the daughter of Hercules. Exactly. So it was like, oh, you're a clay, you were a gift from Zeus, blah blah blah. When no, your mother actually birthed you a natural way, which is why you're better than everyone else. You weren't just some magic doll who was just given some god powers. You were truly like
legit a demigod.
demigod.
Yeah.
Hercules is literally your brother,
right?
At least in this universe,
right?
Hercules is your
Shit,
brother.
Ares is your brother too.
Ares is your brother.
Yeah.
Artemis, Apollo,
yep.
the whole nine.
The whole 9 yards. Yeah, but you are the Thor of the DC universe.
You're legit.
Without actually having any special powers. I mean, when I say special power, I mean like have control of nature, which is thunder. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have any. She's just.
I mean, when you think about it, because Zeus and Odin are both all fathers,
right?
Which is why those who are his brothers and sisters, they still refer to him as father. So like you said, she is technically still the Thor because Thor doesn't really have powers either.
Oh, that's
Mjolnir.
true. That's
He's
true.
the god of storm and thunder. But
right.
the lightning comes from Mjolnir.
That's absolutely
hence
correct.
why Beta Ray Bill can do the same thing because he's just worthy enough to use Mjolnir.
Right, there you go.
He's just storm and thunder, so the winds can blow and all that stuff around him, but he's not actually manipulating elements. He's still just a regular warrior, so he's more on par with Wonder Woman than we.
That makes sense. Now, like I said, what do you think about Themyscira?
Oh yeah, that's what I didn't say about that. What I think about its depiction is perfectly fine because we've seen different renditions of it. It's not a lot to nitpick about, and I do like the fact that the areas that we saw was like small village, but a lot of grass, a lot of green.
Yeah.
I like that it showed that the area was still pure and natural. It wasn't all these Grecian structures that we've seen. Because I know in what movie was that? That was it was a Supergirl's movie. It was an animated Supergirl movie in which they tried to hide her on Themyscira from.
With Batman Superman, when Batman took an axe and was just killing Doomsdays, which is really what? Excuse me? Anyway, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
In that, I found that one was a little bit too much because they made it look like a Grecian empire.
Right.
Where it was like, okay, there was this great city on some island.
On the island,
I
right.
like the fact that they actually cherished nature, so their island was more green than there were structures. And
I mean, if you think about it, Zeus apparently in this version of it, Zeus made the island and made everything on it, which is them, and it was away from the man's world, which is then we see the buildings, the gunpowder, the guns, the destruction. So
the
obviously
instant parallels, which I loved in that scene because when the Germans find the fog and he sticks his hand through, you see the opposite of where you have the light world all clean, pure water, grass, and then you have on their side the muck and it's just dark.
Even then, perfect that you said. Even then, when she traveled to London, I think it was London.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, this is London. Oh, it's hideous." And then you see like the overview of entire London, which is the pollutions and smoke and the
everything.
dark and gritty. Whereas on Paradise Island, vibrant. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like when she took the dive, it was beautiful blue greenish water. It's amazing. So
so the depiction of Themyscira was as it should be. It was literally paradise.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now,
why does the water do that?
like what? Like healing properties and stuff.
Exactly. He's looking at his toes. Oh man.
Right. Now there's something else I do want to touch on. I'm highly impressed. Aside from the whole Wonder Woman part, is that they touched on World War I on this, which is great.
The Great War, as
the Great War, the war to stop all wars.
World War II, it was just called the Great War, and I love that they stay historically accurate on that.
And I was interested in this because it was very impressive because everything is about World War II. Nazis. Captain America, right? Exactly, Nazis, and I'm glad that they took this. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they did it because Captain America already took a stamp on it. You know what I'm saying? That's understandable. But I want to touch on a fun fact that this is where I actually started crying in this movie. I said I was going to, but not because of the reasons why people might think. I started crying during that one scene when they finally reach the front, which is no man's land, you know what I'm saying? And that's an actual thing. No man's land, it's an actual right. It's an actual front where like you peek your head out, you get shot, and like there's no way 100 to 300 yards, so you cannot go anywhere. Like it was that's where pretty much
you said they spent 9 days there and only got an inch.
Exactly. And they were there for almost a year, and that was an actual historical thing. They cannot move. And then here comes Wonder Woman.
Just walked.
Oh, hold up. Hold my beer. I got this.
Legit.
Stripped down, walked up, Amazon armor, got her shield and her blade, and just started going in. And that was the moment. That's pretty much the movie was telling us, we're holding back. We're holding back. We're holding back. You saw that beach fight? No. We're holding back. This is the moment.
Yeah, that was
where Christopher Reeves, when Christopher Reeves in the first Superman movie revealed his chest with the S and saved Lois Lane from the falling helicopter. That was when Batman Begins came in and started starting dragging people into the darkness for the first time when they both made their appearance. This is the time where she comes out stripped, bare armored, and just started deflecting the bullets. And mind you, there was just that one shot of her walking, a beautiful green screen, mind you, in the background. Yes. And she's got no one cared though. No one cared. And she's walking in, boom, boom, just just throwing these bullets away. And then the iconic scene happened when the barrage of bullets came at her and she just blocked it. Mm-hmm. And she just stood her ground. A woman did this, right? Mm-hmm. And that's when Stevie Trevor was like, wait a minute. The fire is on her. This is our opportunity to do this. If she wasn't here, we would not make any progress right now. And that's when we can flank them. They started shooting the opposing team, the enemy, and they finally made it across. That was the moment, the symbolism of that. Not only because, oh my God, Wonder Woman is doing it. Oh my God, it's a character, but because it's a symbolism of, the synonymous of that historical event.
It's also because it's also like the play on words. I'm trying to remember what else I saw, because it's a recent thing. I don't know if it was a video game or a show I was watching. It was like another thing was specified. Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. The map that no man can read. Okay. And then she's like, oh, that's because a woman's reading it. And there's like, that's the joke. And then it's like, oh, it's a no man's land. Okay, because they haven't seen a woman out here. And then she walked. It's
interesting to play on words, right? Yeah. Go figure, right?
No man's land. So a woman walked out there. Okay. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do now? Your bullets don't affect me? I was like, oh, okay.
There you go. And that was when everything was unhinged, and that was when Wonder Woman did her shine. And that's where I cried. And yeah, because Wonder Woman was on the screen and she was doing what she was supposed to. This is the character. This is her doing what she was supposed to do, and that was all full glory.
She literally got exactly where she wanted to be.
Absolutely.
Take me to the front. The whole movie. Take me to the front. Take me to the reason. Like,
yes.
Here you go.
And it was like a hold of a breath the entire time until then, and that's where like I just saw my tears. I cried more. I was just crying. Like it was just like, oh my heart. And but yeah, that was the definitive moment for me. And then when she goes inside and she does like the crash, she goes in and the music comes on and she goes into the building, destroys buildings with a shield,
She's just a living wrecking ball.
Yeah. Now, that is almighty and good and all, but on Themyscira, the beach scene when the Germans comes in and here comes the Amazons and then they have this really quick, so amazing.
Oh, that was a great scene.
They were in hiding,
bending back on the horses, fighting people, flipping over. Like
when you have the general coming in, she comes in the middle, throws down like seven arrows on the floor and just going in, Or she goes up and then she like throws three fucking arrow style, green arrow style. Like, are you kidding me?
And it was like the preemptive shot too, because she jumped off the horse backwards.
Yep.
Aiming her 3 arrows, because as soon as she got over them, they were already aiming. She just had to let go.
Yep. And then Queen Hippolyta comes in with off her horse, just a 360 on 3 men coming down.
Whew. 360 no scope.
Yo, for real. So I think the Amazons were presented very well.
Yeah.
Especially the cast and every single one of those talents of women who played every one of those Amazonians, which was amazing. I want more of that.
I love, especially the black woman they had at the beginning.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, she's good, and then like they see like all these girls walking up to her, hit her, and she's like, eating the hits and like one shotting them down, like death by snoo life, like just straight wrecking them.
Absolutely. And in Justice League, there's a little I think a second a little glimpse of Amazons going off
the parademons are going to be on Themyscira.
My mans.
So we get to see them in action again.
That just means that Darkseid reigns everywhere, even with places that man can't even touch, which means that he's going to be taking down, God-made things. Because the Paradise Island is man-made. Yeah. So can you does that mean that? Does the Justice League travel to Themyscira? Does she go back to Themyscira and protect? That'd be interesting to see.
I mean, like I said, they had to do it when they had to protect Supergirl in the clone Doomsday.
But yeah, I mean that's liberty. That's like it's already been done before. But this is movies like this is. I mean, it'd be nice to see Batman and Superman on Themyscira and on a cinematic big screen.
To be fair, they didn't exactly make that island seemed very hidden and protected, considering we had the guy just stick his hand in like, oh, I found the shield.
But because with
the Germans in the beginning, like he found the he found the piece of the plane.
Yeah, but who's gonna travel all the way over there unless if you're being followed? That's the thing. But I mean, if you think about it at the same time, though, anyone can just I'm gonna take a trip across the sea and I'm gonna, which is interesting, right?
Like it doesn't have a mark of where it is in the world. It's
right.
Like, oh, it's a hidden island. Okay, where? Like we have 7 seas. Where?
Which confronts the idea of what's happening now with Wonder Woman in the comics. You know, she leaves, and apparently, if you leave, you can never come back, and she can't come back to Themyscira whatsoever.
No, well,
and I mean, it's interesting. I mean, again, 2 different worlds, 2 different universes. It's interesting to see that there's 2 different Themysciras in different universes.
Oh, yeah, because like the rules of Themyscira aren't laid out.
No, I know. It's not cut in stone.
There's sometimes when she leaves, when she's told that she can't come back, is because she's forbidden.
Right.
There's the times where she can't come back because of the spell itself, and then there are times where, as she said in the movie, you may not come back.
I took it to play on words, right?
Yeah, she took it as she might die. I don't think she's actually forbidden or blocked off by the spell, because we saw the Germans clearly just sell in there.
And this is why I say, like, it's interesting, because I don't think they're gonna take the whole comic book route, because in the comic books she always returned, but it just came to find out that what she returned to wasn't an actual it wasn't Themyscira that she knew. So this is a brand new Greg Capullo thing in the new comic books of Wonder Woman, which is I think it's atrocious, but that's it's bad. New 52 Wonder Woman was always the best, and those who hate me about me saying that, oh well, it is what it is. But coming back to the movies, so then moving forward, you know, she goes into London, and she's like, again, a fish out of water. She meets the secretary, which is a great. And then she tries on over 200 dresses or
which
clothing.
Was hilarious. And she ripped all of them just so she can practice kicking.
All of How do you fight in these? And then after that she goes into like the melting pot of all men, which is like the building of when all the ambassadors and the corporals are just talking about the war and how the peace treaty isn't going on, and she's just there like, huh? What is this? What's going on? And then she goes into the meeting. And which one?
That scene is because knowing who Ares is.
Mr.
Harry Potter.
Lupin. Yeah, Lupin from Harry Potter.
Yes, that's all I got. That was like
Professor Lupin. Yep. I was like, oh, he's back, but he's not Lupin.
And it's funny because spoilers are already out, so
yeah,
it's funny that he was Ares the whole time, and I think it was a nice flip on his character, because in Harry Potter he started off as he's working with Sirius Black, he's a villain and this and the third, and then he turned out to be a good guy the entire time, and then in this one he started off as a good guy who became a villain. And so like I just like the flip, because it's like, because he kept doing all the necessary things to be trusted, right? All the necessary things to be trusted, and everything. It's like you just blink and you're there. And
quite frankly, like, even his stub, like when he's walking.
Yes, he looked wounded and stuff like that. You wouldn't expect him to be.
Which makes sense. You know, he might be still feeling the woundness out of his. He
clearly wasn't, because
he definitely wasn't.
He was God tier as hell Magneto later in the movie.
And you know, so he is the God of War. Now, I find it really cool that he was actually in costume. They made that detail. They made him in full costume. Yes. And I'm like, great decision.
He did that like Deathwing. He just walked through the fire, just creating armor from the melted metals.
Yep, and then he's like, I gotta see.
Yes. That was the sexy, like he was so good. He was too good. He was too good.
Surprisingly enough, right?
Too good, because it's like, at first when I thought it was Stryker, X-Men, when I thought Stryker was
I thought I wasn't the only one who said that. Oh, Stryker, why are you always evil in every single comic movie that you're in?
He's good for it. But like, I kind of wish they delved into his character a little bit more. Yeah. Because from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I got is that he was truly, because, you know, gods are only gods if they have worshippers. Right. So I'm going to assume that he was truly a worshipper of Ares, which is why he wanted the war to continue. Yeah. He wasn't doing it because he was Ares wanting the war. He actually truly, this was his religion in a way. Hence why he was able to understand ancient Greek. Right. Which is why he was able to speak, which is why she thought he was Ares. My only question was the popping pills and getting some temporary god powers is the one thing I kind of wish they delve into a little bit more, unless he was gifted some powers from Ares itself just so he could run this army. I
mean, I don't know. I mean, the part with the pills, I mean, that's straightforward. It's just like, hey, super enhances serum. A little nod to Captain America. Here, Miss Poison.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
I was fine with that. My thing was he actually had like the glow.
I think it was just simple as side effect from the pills. I honestly think so.
Hoping so.
I think. I mean,
because look at how strong he was.
He became pretty strong.
He was actually giving Diana work.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
I mean, she had to get very serious about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, at the end of the day, this girl's a god. You can't do anything against that.
And that's why the fact that because think about how she literally shot on every soldier she came across.
Yeah.
She was shitting on Amazonians.
Yep.
She comes across old man general and he's giving her work.
But man, again, because of that of the pill. That was the it was the pill. It's like listen, I know you're supposed to be the first boss in this, and you're obviously not gonna go against a Wonder Woman. Yeah. So here, take the pills so you can at least do something, and then once you get the pill, so you can fight, get defeated.
The super strength I'd be okay with. Right. It was the fact that he literally had the red and white glow.
I think it was cool. I
like it. I like it. I just wish they delved into it more. Is what I'm saying.
It was just to emulate, that the fact that he was a semi.
He was a demigod.
A semigod to Ares. Not semigod. It's just one of those I'm gonna be. This is not symbolism. This is not my final form yet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely some Mega Man shit there.
Absolutely.
Because what I would have liked it if he was actually like a demigod, legit a demigod for like Ares had children, since that's what the Grecian gods do all the time. Is that they always they love to lust, so they all have kids. And I was hoping that he might have actually been like the demigod.
Right. Okay. Hold on. Now, hold that thought. We just have a new contender. Tia has arrived on the scene. Hey, Tia. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hold on. Say that one more time.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, right. I can hear you in my headphones. Just want to make sure. So, how are you doing?
Peachy.
Cool. So you just sat down into this wonderful conversation of Wonder Woman. So, you were saying, Rasan.
His Jesus glow.
We were talking about the general of Stryker, pretty much.
Oh wow!
And how he popped pills, became all godlike temporarily, and he had you can pretty much see the veins coming out of his face.
He literally had the glow, and I was like, I thought he was maybe a demigod. He was like the Hercules.
Oh, did you think so?
Not necessarily Hercules, but I thought he could have actually been a child. This is me hypothetically speaking, of course, because like I said, he gave Diana work. So I was hoping that he was like.
Not think about it though. No, I was like, okay, she's giving her, but you understand that this guy's a general. He knows combat training, right? To an extent, he knows. I mean, he's a general for a reason. Give him some pills, super serum, like Injustice, quote unquote, and he temporarily becomes like a superhuman. Mm-hmm. Combine all that, I'm sure he can give Diana some.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that.
Right.
I'm okay with that. It's just, I wish it was more than just here's some steroids, enjoy.
That mist.
Yeah.
It was so bad. That was like my least favorite part. I just didn't like the way that it looked on screen. I didn't love it.
Right. I think
I'm just like, could we?
And the screen shaking a little bit afterwards.
Yeah, I'm like, could we not?
So that being said, hi Tia.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Peachy.
Peachy. Cool. Yeah. So we're talking about Wonder Woman. What do you think about Wonder Woman?
We're
gonna do the better rankings later on. Obviously, that's a ranking system. But.
Sure. I think I was satisfied leaving. Don't get me wrong. It was very satisfying cinematic experience. But I thought the CGI needed work. It was shoddy, man. Yes. It was that last couple scenes. The lighting didn't match. What's going on, bro? That got me kind of tight. I was a little disappointed.
And the unnecessary superhero poses, like milking screenshots they were doing.
It was the cheese. It was just getting a little cheesy after a while, but I allow it because allow it.
That being said, elaborate a little more.
Oh, the cheese. It was just
the lighting, the
writing,
the graphics. Please elaborate.
Oh yeah, the story itself, I think it's solid. It's ABC. You can't go wrong. Technically, the whole movie is a flashback if you want to get down to it. It's just Diana reminiscing on the time meeting Trevor, fighting along with him and all that stuff. I thought that was sweet. I thought, okay, cool. This is a simple story I can get around. The problem with Wonder Woman is the villains. It's not Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I did not care for Ares. I could not take him seriously. Looking like Nigel
Professor
Thornsberry.
Lupin. Okay, let's not talk about that.
Nigel Thornsberry in the face.
Well, that's where the helmet came in. It was fine until she knocked it off.
No, yeah, but then they jarred us with the whole another flashback, him falling down from the heavens. Yeah. He's buffed as hell, and then you see Nigel Thornberry on his face. Like, how does that work? But
it's because we're infected by Harry Potter. If it wasn't for Harry Potter, it wouldn't have bothered us.
Yeah,
it's literally just because of Harry Potter.
Right.
Hence why figurehead Ares, we still see him as Stryker.
Right.
True.
It's where they came from. The previous movies are scarred on them. It's like, can you really? It's like the meme that was going on. This is off topic as hell, but the meme that was going around about Emma Watson being Belle. Like, can you imagine that there's going to be a generation of kids who are going to know Emma Watson only as Belle,
Right.
and not as
Yeah.
Hermione? Because I will always see as Hermione.
Oh, for
Or,
sure.
or the guy from who played this guy. from Twilight. Holy hell, what's his guy's name?
Shovelface.
Who the hell is that?
Robert Patterson.
There we go.
Oh yeah, because he was Diggory.
yeah.
Diggory. What was his name in Harry Potter?
Robert
You're close.
Diggory, something like
Diggory,
that.
something like
Cedric?
that.
Cedric Diggory, yeah.
Diggory, yeah.
Right.
And he died in the Goblet of Fire. That sucked, eh?
And
Yeah, his death was pretty.
the most
pretty
played out
intense.
movie of all Harry Potter series, by the way. But coming back to what you were saying,
Right.
yeah, the main antagonist from the movie was the lowest part of the movie. But to think about it, it wasn't really about the antagonist. The reason why they had to put these antagonists in there is because they needed a resolution, and then it's World War One. This was a Wonder Woman centric story, her origins, and then how she came to be as a fish out of water.
Right.
And then I'm sure during down the line of this, script producing is like, wait, we need to put an antagonist in there, but not one, but two, because we can put a general of World War One because it's tied into the environment,
Exactly.
it's historical accurate,
But it's too easy with him just being
right. But
Ares.
then again, this is a Wonder Woman centric story. We need to put someone akin to her
God's
plot,
tier.
which is
Ares.
God tier, mind you. And hey, by the way, Superman is not around, so yeah, let's put the God of War in this.
Precisely.
So I understand that. Yeah, by all means, I agree. That was like the lowest part of this movie.
And that's saying something because
Yeah.
it still didn't bother me enough to be like, oh, this movie is terrible.
Because
It's
you
just
know
like-
why?
He was still a really good.
It's still good.
character.
Because God of War was perfectly
It was actually what he
portrayed,
was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was exactly as he should have been.
fully costumed.
And-
mind you.
manipulative,
Yes.
antagonizing.
And the thing was,
you know.
he came in just to wrap up the story.
Yep.
I wish he didn't just show up like that and reveal himself, because that he could have still did a lot more damage. Him just showing up was a freebie, and that's what I didn't like. Him
When it was
just
the fake
giving
out one,
himself-
the fake
Yeah.
enemy.
Because when
which
she was still confused and she was giving up on humanity, and he took the opportunity to get her to join his side, he should have let it marinate a little bit more.
right.
Because they were still about to fly the ship and drop the poison everywhere. He should have let it affect her more of what she was seeing, instead of taking that broken moment then, because she quickly sided against him.
Right.
Now, mind you, I think the reason why he took that opportunity was because he knew what was at stake. The gas part. That's the thing that Trevor was trying to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure if he waited a little bit, I mean, I'm sure he would have loved to play this game. But if the fact is, all right, holy hell, Trevor is gonna stop this. If he stopped that plane going off, the war is over. So let me talk to her now.
Right.
Now that she's been her spirit was broken.
Yes,
Trevor
it
was trying to tell her, hey, come with me, and she's like, no, I cannot. I'm broken. What's the point of fighting this war if it's not a one person to blame? And then that's when Eric comes around like, hey, this is how broken everything is. That was his last moment. Like, hey, come to my side and let's stop Trevor before he stops the war.
Granted, he could have stopped Trevor too.
I'm sorry,
He could have stopped Trevor too.
but gods cannot interfere of the things of men. Diana was not a normal human being. She was a god. So that's why at that moment she could have talked to him.
Well, the Grecian gods can.
Who?
The Grecian gods could.
Not in this lore though. Not in the Wonder Woman lore. Not in the DC lore, because they don't touch. They don't do anything.
It's like they
that.
plant seeds a lot.
Right,
They whisper.
exactly.
True.
Hence why he was.
Whispering,
Hence why he was just always whispering, because they cannot interfere with the things of God, things of man.
more manipulative
This
than
is
anything.
this is why Wonder Woman is so crucial, because she can. She's half.
She's
human.
that bridge.
Exactly.
She's the Amazons are the bridge.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think my favorite one that gassed me up was the actual Amazons themselves.
Well, amazing, by the way.
Badass.
Oh, I was like, oh, get it. Let's go.
Um,
First, we got bunnies. All of them got bunnies. They can jump ridiculously high.
They got
They're
them hops.
ridiculous. Yo, for real. Those really good fight scenes. I had to give it to the stunt choreographer. They did a really good job.
Yes, it wasn't a buttload of cuts. It was actually choreographed.
It was,
you
yeah,
go.
she moved really, really well, considering I gave Gal Gadot such a hard time, because I thought physically she was going to look kind of awkward doing all that, but they
It
looked
worked.
good.
It worked, yeah. She
Looks
could have toned up a little bit more, but it still was fine.
Yeah, she could have been beefier, but, we all can get what
I
we
mean,
want.
yeah, because the rest of that island was death by snoo snoo, and I was satisfied with that.
Yo.
broken pelvis.
Just dead but chained up happy.
Like
the
your skull.
skeletons
Your
have-
Yeah,
skeleton. I was
smiling.
okay. So we can all agree that the villains were the slope that goes downward on this movie.
It's
but,
like the Power Rangers thing.
Exactly, but again, they delivered because they knew. Because at the end of the movie, it was a little similar to BVS at some point. You know, the whole him flying in the sky, stuff flying. It was just like legit BVS and Fight of Doomsday. But it was a better antagonist because we got much better.
Oh, Ares was the better choice. Don't get me wrong. We're nitpicking on the fact that Ares didn't look the way we wanted him to look.
He was Nigel Thornberry.
But I'm okay with this. Because I would be kind of disappointed.
It's like his mustache is so distracting.
It's a mustache that did it. Yes,
he should have shaved or something.
He should have, or grown a full girth.
Oh
beard.
yeah,
if you had the full beard and all that, then that would have been good.
He looked a whole different person.
Yeah, he was too clean.
I want him to like when he was thrown into the fire in the explosion before he got his armor. I want him to have no shirt, like just straight bare chest, so I can see his physique,
the
physique that he had.
I don't think he had much,
dude. But did you saw how they were portrayed him?
They could CGI the person.
But you saw when he fell down from the heavens and he was buffed as hell, and then his face still looked the same. So
with longer hair, he fused with Sirius Black.
Right.
He fused with Sirius Black to get that
buff and that like weird face attached.
I mean, imagine if they put Sirius. Imagine if Sirius was God of War.
That would have been interesting.
Interesting.
But I mean, he's too busy being Gordon.
That's
from Dark Knight.
That's right. I forgot he's the same actor.
Yeah,
it's Gary Oldman, isn't it?
Yeah,
I really forget he's in a lot of different roles.
He's a lot of because he becomes every character. He's like Johnny Depp in his prime.
Right.
When Johnny Depp, like,
could truly blend.
You really didn't know who was who.
Right.
No, like Gary Oldman been doing it for years too.
Yeah. Everyone.
But I'm trying to think of anything else I did not care for.
Everything.
That was probably that CGI.
The CGI was the biggest killer. The CGI was actually the biggest killer.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I mean, okay. Now that I'm thinking,
only because it was a little too much. Like as it goes for Nigel Thornberry face, I don't care because he was still intimidating. Nothing's more intimidating than someone who's clean whooping your ass. Then when you finally get some hits in, he puts on armor. Now we got problems.
He starts levitating.
He went to all right. We mini boss, final boss from Form 2.
Yeah.
You knock off his helmet. Final boss Form 3. He's enraged.
The only thing that I did not like about it, about that fight, was at the very end when Ares took the lightning from the sky, and I'm like, okay, why does he have lightning? But it makes sense. Again, he's
every
a son.
child, right. every god, every child of Zeus has some sort of manipulation,
right? Which I'm like,
but
okay,
he went full Zeus.
The second time around,
I'm
just like,
absorbing.
Come on, dude.
Bolt, all right. Zeus, all right.
Are you gonna Okura my ass now? Like, come on. Yeah. And then my thing is, when I'm gonna absorb, like that makes absorption. That's cool. But then you give me this Dragon Ball Z like beam at the end, like that was for me. That was a little too half-assed.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was a free.
Right.
I call those free. Where it's like, here's power, kill it. Like just hit this. We gotta wrap up the movie kind of thing. It was like,
and
boss battle.
Albeit even then it was a good movie because people still again those little mistakes. They definitely did not outweigh.
Exactly. Then,
and that's when you know it's a good as hell movie. By
yeah,
we were just like Power Rangers. The whole movie up until the end was good. It is like once it got to the end, you're like, the rest of the movie was good.
We know what we're gonna expect.
We're okay with this.
Like she's got to fight. She's got to kill him somehow. This is just what they did.
Right.
Just accept it.
Now could have. It's just that one part where she's walking and there's like the fire behind her. I just thought that looked terrible. I think it looked really bad.
Which part?
When she's walking.
Walking towards Ares.
Oh God! You want to talk looking bad? When she enraged.
Yeah.
She had like roaring shockwave and she started.
And she was going in
through soldiers. I'm like, okay, Matrix.
Yeah, that's at first.
I like the concept what they're trying to go.
I go it, but it looks.
Execution seemed.
At first glance, when I first saw it on Thursday, I was like, "What is this?" Mm-hmm. I saw it again the second time, and. Again, I got the concept. I was like, okay, it doesn't look good.
It could look better.
But it looks better, but I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I'm okay with that. The redness, she is a god. I'm okay. She's going in, she's piling through people. You're trying to show a DBZ sequence in a DC movie, which is fine. Listen, I understand. That's cool. Right, cool. But
if it was more of an aerial shot of showing her mowing down people,
yeah, that would probably been better
than
the side
distance
view.
Between.
But like that's what I was saying before. I was like they were like milking those screenshots. Like they want all these to be good screenshots and wallpapers and posters, so they were abusing their chance to use them for every scene. If she was in armor, it was a wallpaper.
Right.
No Man's Land, wallpapers. That whole scene was wallpapers. When she was in the town jumping through buildings, you got some wallpaper shots. When she was lifting a tank, you had the wallpaper. Well, that wouldn't be a wallpaper. When she was lassoing people across the city in the town square,
looked good.
It
was like it's like screenshot stuff. Like it looks good like that.
Yeah, it's like you can just.
They did it for the photographers. Yeah, man. I'm talking had a good time on set.
And ironically, after they saved the town, they took the picture. Go figure.
Right.
Now,
it's like they weren't thinking in motion sometimes.
it seemed to me that these movies are good. But when it comes to the CGI, when it comes to the antagonist, the last bad boss, this is where these movies drop them. Look at BVS. It was not a good executed movie, but when it came to the ending part, it was also bad. Aside from the trio shot, right?
Yeah.
Then if that's the case, what do you think we're gonna expect from Justice League? We have
them characters.
I'm already having my issues.
We
with
have
Cyborg.
7 to. Listen, let's not talk about Cyborg. We have 7 to 8 characters, heroes, mind you, who are gonna individually take their own 15 minutes of fame in this movie, and then we're gonna all have it together. Because Avengers did it perfectly well. You know, as much as CGI that we were talking about was like what the Hulk and the planetary invasion of the aliens in the first Avengers movie.
Yes.
Talking about, right? Now, in the Justice League movie, we're gonna see parademons who doesn't look that bad, mind you, because we saw a little bit.
They look delicious. They're okay.
We looked in the BVS the dream sequence, fine.
Yeah, they weren't terrible.
But we're gonna see Steppenwolf, that deleted scene. We saw how he looked. Seeing something in motion regularly in motion is fine, CGI wise. But in an action sequence, that's where it'll lose the frame rates. That'll look the pixelation. We're gonna see the wonky animations. This is Justice League we're talking about. We saw that Aquaman on Batman's automobile, and he flying through the sky.
Oh, that might look terrible.
It doesn't look good at all.
You
the
know,
cyborg
don't look good in the trailer.
Right. It's the cyborg, him go flipping over. His head looked bigger than his body.
Cyborg
it was just
looks
bad.
Goofy. And here's my problem with this, because there are easier ways to deliver these things. Like, okay, look at how the Tony Stark armor is made. He's actually wearing majority of that armor, and then they CGI in the little fill bits.
But it's practical effects. That's why it looks good.
Yeah.
Practical versus special effects.
It's a good
The
combination.
practical will always look good, no matter what it is.
They should have took a page from that book, bro.
I mean, look at Green Lantern, for God's sake. That's why it looks so bad, because it was a special effect
Yeah,
painted on.
And they didn't even need to do that, which is the worst thing about it.
That's really funny, because that's just a suit.
Exactly.
It didn't need to be CGI.
That would be like if you CGI the muscles on Superman's cape.
You said the muscles?
Yeah,
the muscles
on his cape.
on.
Right. I mean, 300, most of their abs were
First of all,
painted in, by the way.
300.
The
Fact.
airbrushed,
No,
right?
it was factual.
Well,
no one could be that
real.
See, the thing is, 300 was an animated movie.
Okay, let's go with that.
But the thing about Justice League is they're gonna have the biggest problem. And the comparison to Avengers are inevitable. The Avengers, the thing about Marvel, had time to build these origin films already.
Yeah,
So we're already introduced to Cap, we're already
yeah.
introduced to Hulk, we're introduced to all these characters, so they can do what they gotta do with the story. Justice League, half of the movie is gonna be set up. Set up. And when we get to the boss, I hope they really pull out the stops and don't do too much. Because you're going to see all these characters fight at once.
So let me ask you a question. What's too much? I mean, what is too much? You're going to have...
I'm going to give you a definition.
You're going to have... Okay, first of all, you're going to have 7 superheroes, right? Compared to the Avengers,
Superman.
These superheroes from the Justice League have outlandish powers.
Exactly.
Because at least Avengers, we have Hawkeye, who's just, I'm going to shoot you with an arrow.
They're just really skilled humans.
Right.
You have actual god-level characters.
Right. Batman, who's the most human, does unhuman stuff.
He's
and you would need special effects for his ass as well. So what is too much over too much? I think for you to do it, just to be on a mediocre level, you need to have too much in this movie.
Just to be mediocre?
Right, just to be believable in terms of a Justice League movie.
Honestly,
it's gonna be ridiculous. I think this is where the movie's gonna fail. It's just how it's gonna be look.
Honestly, the looks won't be too bad if they go over the top with it like Transformers.
but see, Transformers.
If you go very destructive with these god tier characters, you focus on the destruction and you don't really have to focus too much on what they're doing. You know,
Okay.
You just see punch, cut, explosion.
So you're saying Michael Bay should direct Justice League?
He couldn't give some pointers.
He could be a consultant. He can sit on the side and tell him how to do explosions.
Listen.
Well, because that's what he does.
Snyder, Jeff Johns. I believe Jeff Johns was the consultant on Wonder Woman. I think he's also the consultant on Justice League.
Which gives me hope.
Yeah, so if he said I'm okay with it.
I'm all for like Justice League is going to be an entertaining and fairly good movie. It's just that we're nitpicking at the overuse CGI. Because
I think the good thing about the movie is Flash. I honestly think
he
Flash
looks
is
great.
He looks amazing. Yeah.
What a great! Why didn't you take that cue and give it to Cyborg? Why couldn't y'all just build the Iron Man type suit, special effects the rest, and make sure his head is proportionate to the suit? That would be nice as well, because that looked bad.
Looking like a rowdy rough boy. Boomer Brett Butch.
He looks like a bobblehead. Oh man. He looks like an actual pop.
His pop.
I took the words out of your mouth.
That's a joke. That's a joke. She did it. I didn't have to.
He looks like a pop.
Okay, so come back to Wonder Woman.
Say yes.
Batarangs.
Ooh, I gotta watch it again.
I saw it today, second time.
Oh, now I need to hear your batarangs.
I mean, first impressions. First impressions.
Ooh,
Both
first
of you guys.
impressions.
First impressions.
This is out of 5 or out of 10?
Out of 10. You know how we go. We go harder, we go home. 10 out of 10.
I guess I'm going to go home then.
Well, this is the...
I guess I'm the first to throw my rating out there since it's fresh in my
anyone
mind.
who throws it out
it
first.
is quite fresh, isn't it?
All right, then
Yeah,
I will give it... I'm trying not to be biased.
Don't. I mean, be it...
Because you know
This
how
is
I am
okay.
about...
It's impossible to be unbiased
bias
on a
is
comic
here.
book film.
Yeah.
Our hype was
It's
here.
a comic book film. Yeah, exactly. So,
All right.
but let it not be only biased.
I know I'm being
Yeah.
judgmental as well. So, with both my sides talking to each other, the fallen angel and the demon on my shoulders here, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Oh, okay. 8 batarangs. You?
No, not batarangs. I gotta do a different judging system. 8 Mountain Dews out of Pepsi.
So what does one and do equal to? How many Pepsis are those?
I should have been.
That's like
Dr.
a Mr.
Pepper.
Pibb.
Right.
That should have been Dr. Pepper because I hate Pepsi. So yeah,
Right.
I like Dr. Pepper.
How about you, LaBeouf?
Wow. I feel like I do need to. My initial reaction was, I wanted to give it a 9 so badly. I wanted it. I wanted to give a high dumb rating, but it's not. It would be. It'd be overinflated. Like I'm giving it too much. I feel.
So I assume you're gonna give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it
A
an
solid
8.5 because they killed the love interest.
Well, you killed the love interest.
Because
I honestly, that's
Wait,
one of
wait.
the reasons why I gave it a high
Wait,
score.
wait,
I like
wait.
that he died because it makes it. Because one, we
Oh,
know
you
she's
killed
living
the love
far
interest.
beyond he is.
because the love interest is gone.
And I like the
I'm
Steve,
like, cool.
Steve, our Steves and our time traveling. We have
Steven.
Steve Trevor. He's dead
I'm like, wow,
from
they
a war.
did that.
Then we have Steve Rogers, who was supposedly dead from a war, leaving his lady behind, who ages, but
Right.
she's not going to age. You know, we see her, clean as a whistle in 2,000 years in the future.
Yeah.
Pretty much, not 2,000 years. Like,
She
but,
hasn't
like,
aged in
She hasn't
bit.
aged a day. So it's like, but I like it because I feel it would have been awkward.
Yeah, because he
Him
has to get
to-
older and she won't.
Yeah, I feel like that was a
That
good
was a
choice with him
smart
not
end to
being
his
there.
story.
Yeah, that was a
Let them
good
have an
one.
heroic end
Exactly.
instead of an awkward like.
And
hey,
therefore, she
see ya.
actually has an attachment to the human world. That's
Yes.
a true attachment.
Her
'cause
first
she
impression
lost
of men.
the first man she met, she actually cared about, and she was unable to protect him.
And
So
then
that gives her duty a little more of a more meaning.
she gets to remember him in freeze frame.
Yeah.
The best times, you know what I mean? That was
Yeah.
my introduction. I know there's so good left. There were men like
Exactly.
Steve Trevor that I know is so good. So
I
I'm
mean,
like,
even
you know
his
what? Cool.
ragtag
Motley
group
Crue.
of his misfits,
Group,
because
yeah.
she cared about them too.
They were
Because
flawed.
when she went to rage mode, she was looking at them, giving up on like they all like hug each
Yo,
other. and
that was
like,
hard,
That
man.
was I didn't cry, but
At
I was
the very
tearing up. I
end,
felt that.
when
I got
they're-
wispy, man.
When they were throwing
Legit.
bullets around and they just started praying.
Yeah.
Bruh, they were like,
That's when she did crazy and she went in.
Yeah,
like,
that's when she went rage
Madara style.
Madonna, wait, what did you say?
She went in there like the walkie fast frame going in Madara style. It was her
Madara.
against the
Oh my
Shinobi
god, you're so
forces.
right because I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is going anime as hell.
Oh, here we
But
go.
Naruto action scenes are like bad CGI because they get the lazy crew and they look. Watch that Madara. Yeah, look at that Madara
Stop.
fight. One more again.
It was better than the pain fight. I don't want to hear anything. Anyway,
My
okay.
initial is going to be 8.5. It would have been a 9 had that last scene would have kicked. You know what I mean? If that last
Right,
scene would have
right.
been seamless, I would have given it that 9.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
would have gotten
because
it.
even with Nigel Thornbury, he was still an intimidating villain.
His acting is really good. He's
Yes.
a good actor, so you
Because I
didn't
think
really
that's
give
the
him a hard
scariest
time.
part about that smashing. I'm still terrified.
Get out. Get out.
Nigel Thornberry and the Marthas. Like that's a band name.
The nun- But-
Martha and the Thornberries.
I want to give it that an 8.5, but if I watch it again, it'll probably get that
Worse.
those last scene will bother me more. Now I'll see it again. But you know what? I'm gonna just preserve my memories of the good parts because it was good. It was great all the way through. Gal Gadot, hands down. I mean, she owned it and made Wonder Woman like the super relatable character, naive at times,
Exactly.
stubborn,
Yeah, she was
hell bent on
perfectly
like
well-rounded.
get very a wide range of emotions we saw from Wonder Woman. That I was very surprised that God didn't make her too stoic or too detached. They made her very emotional
believable.
and affected by the negativity that she had to
Ironically,
experience.
they made
That
her very
fish out of
human.
water that finally like, oh, this is air.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was
So
very human.
she carried it. Nah, she's supposed to.
I mean,
she's carrying the DC universe right now.
Let's be honest. I fear, like she did the BVS. She carried that movie even before we knew she was Wonder Woman. She was some like fancy lady walking around. She was carrying it. She's gonna carry Justice League because let's be honest, we're
seeing it for her.
It's Wonder Woman, and we made the joke
it's
Batman and his bitches, but it's Wonder Woman and the bitches. Yeah.
We thought, man.
Absolutely.
and Aqua Drogo because I feel he's gonna steal a lot of shine too.
I want to say also because of Mr. Chin too. You know, for Batman. He was gonna be BVS. I think he's gonna be good too. And Justice League because he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all. Mm-hmm. So this is my opportunity to see more of him being the Batman.
And think about Justice League. The problem's gonna have trying to bring back Superman. Like for what scene? You know what I mean? And then have to explain that again.
They can easily end this on a pretty solid cliffhanger. This almost needs a cliffhanger where like they don't actually defeat their villain. The villain just like, all right, I'll come back with bigger guns and walks away.
Well, that's what's gonna happen. Well, if they do that right, Caliban will join in. Because Steppenwolf is in connection with Darkseid.
Exactly.
And before Steppenwolf, after Steppenwolf, you're gonna have to fight Caliban.
Yeah.
And then you can't kill Caliban because he's a demigod. And then here comes Big Daddy Darkseid. You know, but you still have Man of Steel too, which is a whole Brainiac thing.
And kind of like you said, this is gonna be all set up because they're touching everyone's homeworld.
Yeah.
You know, we got
that's right.
We got Mara and stuff like that. Like they're touching all of the
Atlantis. I said
Mara. I fear that it's
she looks great, by the way.
She looks delicioso. I fear they're gonna, like you said, I feel they're gonna do too much backstory. We're gonna get. I hope if they're gonna do a lot of backstory in this, I want Breakfast Club, Power Rangers style. It's funny that's not. We're gonna have to because no one got their own movies. Like they're gonna need to.
That's not.
Their individual movies.
Honestly, going to have to do that.
The whole differences of personalities.
I mean, come on. How would you feel if you watched Avengers first and then watch Captain America, and then
you probably wouldn't have joined Avengers at all. Probably.
Yeah, it would feel so awkward. So what they would do is they have to squeeze the origin stories in a little bit.
They have to really sell this bond because if it doesn't sell that part, if that first part doesn't sell, it's a disaster.
And that's why I compared it to Power Rangers because that was perfect. None of them knew each other. None of us knew their own story because it was different from the TV show we grew up. So they Breakfast Club the hell out of that movie. And
they stole that whole template.
It's gonna be a 2 for 2. It's gonna be the Batman and Aquaman meeting. They get together, and then I think it's gonna either be like Cyborg and a Flash meeting. And then later on, for like a 5-minute scene, they're all gonna come together for a little bit. And oh shit, we're here. We gotta take the breakfast things can be saved for later. We gotta take that thing down. I feel like that's what's gonna.
And then the camera pans over to what the big baddie is, and you just see CGI.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's parademons. I mean, that's what's
no, like the villain they have to defeat is CGI itself.
Like a garbage in the sky, like Suicide Squad. Yeah, it's all nothing but a ring of garbage in the sky.
You're right, probably.
All right, your battle rings.
Go ahead.
Okay, I gotta.
Eight Arizonas out of Jack Daniels.
No, I would normally give it a 8.5, but I'm gonna give it a 9. I will give it a 9 and not give it a 10. And I would give it a 9 only because we all know that this movie isn't perfect. This movie is filled with mistakes. What movie isn't?
Exactly.
And I'm doing this because of a moviegoer, and I'm doing this because of a fan. How can I put this? We finally have a woman superhero. And that alone bumps it up by an extra 5. I'm sorry, it does. It really does. It bumps it up for another 5. It was a Batman, a Superman arc, whatever. It's cool. That's cool. That's fine. But first time ever, we have a woman on the big screen as a main character doing everything that a man always did for the past 56 centuries, mind you.
Yeah, when it comes to cinematic history.
Right.
Yeah.
First time ever. And I was sitting in that theater on Thursday. You were there.
Yes.
Hearing little girls screaming. And just like, today, I was hitting the black girl behind me. You go, girl. Yeah, I was just like, yes. That alone bumps it up to a 9 for me. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it was a female director too.
Yeah, huge.
2.1% of female directors in a female lead in a movie. It's only a 4.2% out of 100? Like, it's ridiculous. It's out of the last 50 years. I mean, and before that, it was non-existent. Right.
It's not gotten that much better either.
Right. So that alone makes it a 9, if not even a 10 in my book, because it
changing
broke
the game.
Sony right now is trying to do a all woman movie with Black Cat, Scarlet Witch. Sony, mind you, Sony is in league with Fox, not Fox.
Yes.
Sony's in league with Marvel.
Yeah.
Same company that's doing Spider-Man.
Yes.
Why? Because they saw Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Everyone, even Disney, is gonna
jump
hop
on
on
it.
that
Yes.
train of an all woman movie or series. Where's that Black Widow movie? That's gonna come mad quick now.
Oh, Marvel's gonna shit that one
So
out.
right.
Well, they're coming out with that one.
So I give this movie a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 because it did everything that I wanted it to be. It made me cry twice, mind you.
What part did you cry at?
The World War One scene. Well, I mean, the entire thing was World War One. No Man's Land. Why? And I described it before because that's an actual thing. No Man's Land and World War One was an actual thing. We're talking about like I peep my head out and you get shot type of thing. That's an historical thing. They could not move. It was like 100 to 300
trenches,
war.
right? Yeah.
That was an actual thing. And the fact that Wonder Woman came there and was like, "You guys been here for a year? Hold my beer." Stripped off, showed her armor, walked out on those trenches.
I think when the mortar hit the shield, I think my heart skipped a beat.
And she was taking the barrage of artillery fire onto her. And Steve Trevor was like, "Wait a second. The entire firepower is on her. They're distracted. We can move now, finally, because we couldn't do this without her." And also, spoiler, Wonder Woman couldn't move. She was stuck in that position, by the way.
Yeah.
It was
Once
until
the guy
her
got
people,
on her.
her backing up people,
Start picking them up.
That's when she was like, "Okay, now I'm gonna do what I'm here to support."
Right.
It was a team effort.
Yeah, legit, and she even because she said what did she say to him when they go and say this? She's like, "I'll follow behind you," something like that. And they're like,
Yeah.
they think like you could do this yourself, but she made it clear that no, she's working with them. I'm not just
Right.
And they proved, especially when the sniper in the tower.
No, she knocked into that bell tower.
Yeah,
She knocked down completely. Yeah. So I give it a 9 out of 10 because of those reasons alone.
Okay.
And we're gonna be seeing a lot more
Wow.
of those.
This is probably only 10 out of 10 you're ever gonna give on.
Not even Avengers in there. 360 shot.
When you
I gave that. It's just no. I mean, it's and I was also listening to a lot of podcasts in the last couple of days, and people were saying that those fight scenes, Wonder Woman fight scenes, were better than any Marvel movies that they've ever seen. Now, mind you, we're talking about, not Avengers talking, because there's
separate Marvel
movies because it's just one hero.
Yeah.
Against a group of not Avengers movies. Iron Man, Thor. That was one of the best scenes that there's a lot of people talking
absolutely,
about.
yeah.
Because, and that's saying something.
Well, because Black Panther hasn't dropped yet, and I know his fight is gonna be lit.
But I mean, again, till date.
Until that comes out.
And you know what?
Yeah.
And even then, if Black Panther comes down, even a black superhero, by all means, give me that. That's what we're looking for.
It's the new age
Still
stuff,
making history.
Yeah.
So,
because you're right. I was thinking about it. It's Iron Man. He's not gonna have a real fight scene because it's his gadget. So that isn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put him in the.
Thor, to be warriors, they have very stale fights.
Yeah,
because they fight like Superman. Big hit. It's very dull.
It's not technical.
Hulk, obviously, big hit.
Ooh. What about Cap?
Who?
Captain
Shield.
Captain
Shield. Flip.
Captain had one of the best fight scenes in almost all his movies. By all means,
yes.
amazing.
Wonder Woman definitely rivals it. It definitely.
They fight literally. They kind of.
She has done so many different things.
They literally do the shield thing. It's kind of part of their bread.
Yeah.
The only thing is, she did more than just a shield.
She had the sword,
had was a shield. So
the lasso. She gave hands.
That's what, because if she dropped a weapon, she had another one.
And at the same time, I also said it before. They touch on the war that was forgotten, which is World War One.
Yeah,
the Great War. It's always World War Two. Nazis.
Hydra.
This is World War One, the war to end all wars. A war that barely people ever talk about, period.
Yeah.
And they did that in this movie.
It's interesting to pick on that part of history.
Right? I love
educating
that.
These people.
Yeah. Now, to touch on the whole Steve Trevor thing, I'm not okay about that. I'm not okay with the whole killing off the love interest as well. Because Steve Trevor, even to this day, has an impact on Wonder Woman. It's always been this way. If you see the Joker, you see Harley Quinn and vice versa. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with you see Wonder Woman, you see Steve Trevor. Because even then, people forget that she is still a god. And sometimes she loses that humanity. Think about it. In Justice League, she's the only one who always kills.
Yeah.
There's no kryptonite to stop her now, is there?
Yeah.
Right. Who is the one to hold her in place? Steve Trevor. He's always been that anchor to humanity because she forgets who she is.
Sword.
Right. She's the god. So this is why I say like I'm not okay with even in BVS. I saw like wait, that's a picture from the 1917s.
Yeah.
Why is he there? I'm sure he's not alive, but why is he back? Does that mean he's no longer alive? But I'm like, wait, Wonder Woman without Steve Trevor? That's not cool for me. But I mean, that only means one thing, and that is that they're pushing that whole Wonder Woman and Superman fucking love entrance.
Nah.
That's what it means to me, which
Oh,
sucks.
no.
But it is what it is.
I hate that one.
I
Yeah.
think I'd be really upset if they tried it because people didn't love it in comic books. People didn't love it either. It's not going to translate very well.
I mean, I enjoyed it in comic books only because it showed how what a nobody
weak.
Superman really is. He's a
Yo, she made him look like a scrub,
but
a needy scrub at that.
but 9 out of 10. And yeah, I mean, I'd definitely go see it a third time. I'm buying it on Blu-ray.
Right.
I'm downloading it on my phone. I'm putting it on my laptop. I'm downloading it up into my brain system later on if I can in the future. I'm doing all that. Kidding me? It's one of the best comic book movies I've ever seen.
Maybe they should drop off X-23 on the mascara and get her trained.
No.
Does she, son?
No.
Don't hit me.
You give this girl some training like that?
Speaking of which, before we end the show, because I know we're pretty much at the point.
Yeah.
Right.
Logan or Wonder Woman, because those are the two latest ones.
What did I enjoy more?
Yeah,
You know me, I love little girl. I love the little girls. The daughter is gonna win me. That by far. She won that movie. She too cute.
I gotta go with Logan.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Logan.
It's only because it's a little girl. She's too good.
Only because their origins were already established.
Too.
You know, you see Logan, you see Xavier, and they have like 20-something movies back in the day.
So they had that home field advantage.
This is the first. All we see Wonder Woman is BVS.
Yeah.
You know,
It's hard to compare the two. It's like I don't feel it doesn't feel right to compare Wonder Woman to Logan as a film.
Because they are kind of different.
right?
They're on very different paths. Logan's at the end.
Well,
Wonder Woman's at the beginning.
Well, the reason why I say that is because they're the latest projects of both franchises. You know what I'm saying? They're both latest.
So,
and quite frankly, Logan was great, amazing.
Oh, yeah,
Wonder Woman was also amazing. You know, and this is the first time that DC has like, listen, we still have it in us. Just give us a little. You know,
still got the sauce, man.
Right. I mean, it took us to actually get someone directly from DC Comics to help us and guide us, but we got this.
I'm gonna say reason why.
But I mean, Logan's still for me.
Logan, because I felt feels throughout the entire movie. That entire movie gave me feels. It wasn't just like you said. It was. I didn't tear up really in Wonder Woman until I saw the Stooges all together huddled up. That was the side effect. I was like, okay, this is getting real. But Logan the whole way through was just.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, you got that.
Okay. All right. Well,
I agree.
right.
Just thinking about it is getting me kind of like, wow, that was dark from the beginning to the end.
And then I went back and watched it again, and the thing that makes me the saltiest about Logan is that he's Canadian. He died 500 miles out from homeland.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you want to add more dark,
more layers,
to the
right?
movie?
Yeah. way more layers. I wasn't even thinking about his. I didn't even think about Canadian industry at all. I forget that. Sometimes.
I don't care about Logan and how he died. All I care about is Xavier, how he died and how he died.
That was. Let's not.
That being said, this is our show, guys, the Darkened Hour. As we do as every week that we do, is we do shout outs before we end the show. I'm gonna do the rundown. Shout out to Fortress of Solitude. We did an episode last Tuesday. It's in the works right now. It's being edited. It was a great time, amazing time. Should have gotten more pictures. I forgot getting any more. I mean, I know you took 2.
Yeah, I took 2.
Yeah. But yeah, big shout out to Fortress of Solitude. Thank you for the stay over there. Thank you for allowing us to just work there. And shout out to Jessica Lynn Ramos and her fangirl. Shout out to Villainy Games for the wonderful. Shout out to Marvel for the wonderful display that you guys all see right now. It's beautiful. It's just something. It's just scrumptious. Shout out to OTI Podcast. The reason I'm shouting it up is because I love wrestling. I love WWE, and yeah, shout out to all of them. Shout out to the Darkened Hour. Shout out to Speaking Man Radio. For allowing us to be together with them and taking us along for the ride. So do you guys have any? I mean, I think it's like everything down the list.
Yeah, you kind of did. Only one correction is that she goes Her professional name is Jessica Lynn.
Jessica Lynn. I said Jessica Lynn.
You
I
said her
the R.
full. Her
I said
cover
the R.
name.
You always
No.
say the gar.
Well, I mean, she doesn't like. I mean, just because she doesn't. She completely. I think she just took it out from her name. I think.
She goes by Jessica Lynn. Well, for
oh,
her
Jessica,
husband's
please don't hunt me down. Please don't.
I'm sure
We
she
all love
understands.
you.
I know you have like
I know we all love
it's
you.
a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we no more shout outs, don't know? No.
No, you
All
kind
Oh,
got
just
that.
shameless self promotion.
Go ahead.
Aesop the Alchemist got her page.
Oh, where is that? Where is that? Is it just a regular page? Is it on DeviantArt? Is it on Facebook? Or is it just
It's
your own?
on Facebook, and I have a Patreon.
Oh, Patreon.
Aesop the
So
Alchemist.
it's, correct me if I'm wrong. It's like you pay, right? You pay for whatever you want.
Patreon is you pretty much you essentially subscribe, be it like $1 or $4. Like the dollar stuff is where like you get all my content.
Okay.
The $4 subscription is when I do all my full colored works, my comics, and all that stuff. So like all the stuff that I put time and work into is essentially what you're subscribed to.
All right. Well, there you guys have it. The wonderful, the magnificent, the extraordinaire Aesop has a page for all your visual hunger.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, this is the Darkened Hour, and as the sunset on this mortal world.
As usual, guys, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. They said leave that like button. They say hit that like button. That sounded weird. Hit that like button. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you'd like to hear us talk about in our next video. I'm Aesop the Alchemist.
Tila Buff.
Josh Rex the Art.
And we'll get back to you guys later. Cheers.